Why we need a personalised solution is because the whole industry is in trouble. From medicine, we see our medications work really effectively. The best medication at 62%. Who wants to be part of the 38? Who wants to flip a coin? 6 out of 10. That you're going to get a result out of a medication you might be on for 5 years. And that's our best result. It's pretty crazy when you think about it in those terms. Second, we look at something like cancer and chemotherapy agents. You can take a lung cancer that normally has 17% survival, 17% survival when you give standard therapy, and when you gene target that therapy, it can go to 75%. All based on whether you're personalising the treatment or not. Does that make sense? So obviously we need to make sure that we're doing medicine right, obviously. And we think, yeah, fitness is good for everyone. And then you look at a graph like this, where you look at people's change in VO2 after the same exercise intervention. Every single person is represented by a black line. There's a lot of individuals in this graph. Can you see that? And what we see are some people getting less fit for the same intervention. That's kind of interesting. While other people are blowing the roof off and getting these enormous VO2 increases. Now, obviously, the question of adherence might come up. Is it adherence? Well, what we did was, well, not I did, but the collective research is we took a bunch of people, and if they had strength genes, we would make them train for strength. If they had endurance genes, we'd make them train for endurance, and we would see what happens to their bodies. And if we do that, we eliminate 85%, 85% of the non-responders. The people who aren't getting results doing the training that you're doing right now, they're probably in a training strategy that's not right for their genes, and then they're not getting results. What's really fascinating about this, though, is that when you take a strength person, a person who's designed for strength, and you train them in strength, their VO2 increases. So what this body is designed for is the thing that it's going to get the benefits out of. You go to someone and say, hey, let's train for 12 weeks and make you less fit. How motivated are they going to be to continue after that? And I've got a couple of really interesting stories just from the last few days of people that I've run into with very similar stories, and I'll talk about those. And then when it comes to nutrition, Mediterranean diet is obviously what everybody needs, because there was a huge number of research trials showing 30% reductions in disease. 30%. Not 100%, 30%. This is a really, really important difference, because in every single exercise trial, in every single nutrition trial, randomized controlled trials, there is a percentage of people who it didn't work for, and they're in the group that had an overall improvement. And we need to understand that individual differences are more important for the person in front of you. The bigger the RCT, if there's a 6,000 person randomized controlled trial looking at nutrition, and you apply that to one person, you're assuming that they are the average of that 6,000, not the individual, okay? So whether you're high fat, low fat, vegan, certain carbohydrates, paleo, whatever it is, if you say this is the only way to do it, or if you're listening to a bloke who says this is the only way to do it, you are categorically wrong. And we need to understand that everybody requires something different.